Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Alex and Maddie podcast.
And
I'm Maddie.
Yeah, and I'm Alex. And I didn't even really think this through. We started recording. We're live streaming right now. Maddie's live streaming on Hypixel, and I was like, we're just talking, and it's like, hey, this is like a good podcast. And we're like, hey, let's podcast right now. We have 20 minutes before I have to go and do something. So we're like, yeah, let's do something. So I guess do you have a weekly favorite that you can think of?
I actually this was a while ago, but my weekly favorite is that I'm catching up on Legend of Korra.
Oh.
For like the third time.
So good. Because I was like they keep saying like The Last Airbender's on it. Is it on Netflix? I don't really.
Netflix.
So my mother has. She borrows a coworker. Like her coworker allowed her to borrow her Netflix account to watch. So she has Netflix and Hulu. Like her coworker let her borrow those. So she has her account, and I don't really watch the Netflix or the Hulu. Like, there's been a couple shows like, oh, this show is on Netflix, so I'm like, oh, I'll watch it. But like, I know that The Last Year, I just don't go in the I have to go in the living room to watch it, and I don't feel like it because in the living room we have our Blu-ray, so Netflix is on there. And in my mother's room, she's got like one of those Roku TV sticks or whatever, and she's got Hulu on there. But yeah, I had like wanted to watch Last Airbender, and so I was watching that on my I was just watching clips on my phone because I just wanted to see it. So I just reminisce and stuff. That's But I only got to watch the first season of Legend of Korra. I never got to see everything, and I see the kind of the clips on YouTube of the later seasons, the other three.
Yeah.
But I only got to see the first one fully, the first season.
Yeah, if we ever hang out, let me just say, I have the DVD of all of the series, or like the whole seasons.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Legend of Korra?
So, yeah.
I have the first season of I have the first season of The Last Airbender on DVD. And I would always take that to my grandma's reaction. I'd always take that DVD to my grandma's house because she didn't have a provider. She only had she only had cable. So I never got to actually. She never had Nickelodeon and stuff. So I would only really watch Nickelodeon at her house. There was a very small time frame where cable picked up Nickelodeon, and I was so confused. But they had SpongeBob on it and everything. But yeah, that went away in 2 seconds. So yeah. Yeah. Okay. What is my weekly favorite? Okay. So as you all know, I'm a big Harry Potter person. And I recently for Christmas I was gifted all 7 books, and I'd never read the books, and so during quarantine I was well, I'm bored, so I was well, I started reading the Sorcerer's Stone, the Philosopher's Stone. I'm sorry, and I've kind of I was why is there a difference? And it's I'm reading the book, and I'm it's a British book, so I'm expecting them to say football instead of soccer, and I'm expecting them to say. The words that they change or that we change, whatever, whoever cares. So when I'm reading the book, it says soccer, and I'm wait, this is from Britain, they're English, they should say football, but I'm oh no, they changed it to Sorcerer's Stone, so they went through and they changed all of the words to American words. But yeah, so I've been really enjoying the Harry Potter books. I've already gotten halfway through the first book. And it's really good. It was hard for me to put down. I hadn't read it, and I just read it again this morning. I hadn't read it for a couple of days, and I picked it back up again. So I want to get through all the books. So yeah, but that's my weekly favorite.
Story time on sort of topic. So, in my old elementary school, we used to have like blue bonnet reading, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and so we always had Harry Potter books on the shelves.
Mm-hmm.
And so, because the first book at the time, my stupid little self, decided to read the book backwards. So I started from the 7th book
Oh my gosh.
and read up to the first. And I'm like, looking back on now, I am so ashamed.
So you read all the books out of
I
order?
eventually read all of them correctly.
Oh my gosh. No. Yeah, that's funny. I remember I was like, I've always wanted to read the books. Like when I was in elementary school, I was like, I want to read Harry Potter, and I remember like during one of our standardized testings, or like I don't know, they only let you read a book after you're done with the test. You can't play on a phone, no computer,
Yeah.
no nothing. It's you read a book, you take a nap. So what I didn't bring a book, but my teacher had a shelf of books, and she had the Chamber of Secrets on it, I think. So I picked it up, and I didn't really like to read much in elementary school unless it was like a really good book. And there was Chamber of Secrets on there. I was like, well, I like Harry Potter. Whatever. So I picked it up. I read like the first page, and I fell asleep. So yeah, but like now I appreciate books more, and it's like they're more captivating, I guess. All right, so let's move into our second segment, which is our news of the week. So, Maddie, you said you have some news about something. I don't know what.
Yes. TikTok drama.
Oh my gosh.
I always love watching those type of.
And
so, I don't know.
I don't have TikTok, so I don't know any of this stuff. Like anything I know about TikTok drama, I know from people that are like roasting people on YouTube and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't play TikTok. I don't use TikTok, anything. So yeah.
So basically, the drama I have right now is between somebody named Peaches and Charlie D'Amelio.
Oh, I know about that one. Oh my god, that's the one I know about.
Yeah. So if anybody doesn't know, Peaches, some reason got on one of Charlie's live streams and basically made inappropriate comments. And so Peaches kept like attacking Charlie about doing inappropriate things. And honestly, I'm scared for Charlie.
Interesting. I don't know.
Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, I can't commentate much because I don't know much about TikTok or drama. I'm like, all I know is you post videos. All I know it's the Musical.ly and it's the Vine or something. The one thing, okay, so I can like do this about TikTok. I didn't know anything about TikTok whipped, like, so how this whipped coffee thing was like a trend. And I was like, that can't be good. I was like, I don't know.
Oh no, it's good.
So I told my mother, I was like, because we don't have whipped coffee in the house. We have, oh my god, this is a great story. So we don't have whipped coffee in the house. We only have, we don't have instant coffee. We only have coffee grounds that you have to brew in the coffee machine. So I was an idiot, and I was like, well, can't you just make it with a coffee ground? Like, it's the same thing, isn't it? That's what I thought. I was like, oh, it's the same thing. You just make with a whipped coffee with coffee grounds. So I took the recipe. I was like, okay, so you need your tablespoon of coffee grounds or whatever. You need your tablespoon of sugar and tablespoon of water. And I was sitting there whipping it by hand for like 10 minutes, and it was the same color. And I was like, because I was thinking, I was sitting there, I was like, how are they drinking this? It has coffee grounds in it, and I don't see them strain it. Nothing. And so I was like, such an idiot. I was like, oh, you need instant coffee, whatever. So I was like, my mom was heading out to the store. I was like, hey, can you buy some instant coffee? And she said, "Sure, what for?" I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna make this whipped coffee stuff from the TikTok, whatever." And she's like, she doesn't know anything about TikTok. She knows about Facebook, so she heard it on Facebook, and I was like, "Yeah, sure, it's from Facebook, but it's not. It's from TikTok." Anyway, so she came back with the instant coffee, and I was like, "There's no way this will be good. Like, it's bitter. Like, there's no milk in it. Like, whatever. Like, just the plain stuff." And I made it, and it was the best thing I have ever drank in my life. I add a little more sugar than the
Yes.
recipe says because I like a little sweeter. But it was pretty good. But I tasted it by itself. It tastes like literally like black sweet coffee, and that stuff is like that's the stuff my grandpa he likes to drink. He went through weird phases of his coffee drinking that I saw, because he would do black coffee with sugar only and no milk, and then he'd switch to black. He would switch to coffee with milk and no sugar, and I didn't get it, so I don't know. But it's weird. It's like it looks weird to you because it's black coffee, but it looks like it has cream or milk in it because it's so light, but it's not. It's doesn't. So it looks like it's supposed to have like it's supposed to be creamy, and you taste it. It tastes like black coffee, but you have to add the milk to it, and it's really good with the milk and stuff. But that's my
It
take
also
on
depends
TikTok.
on your whipping skill
I know
or what you're using to whip.
I whip it by hand, but I whip it till it's like white almost, like real tan, um, because I don't feel like taking out my stand mixer or my hand mixer. Like I'm like we have whisks on the counter, just use those. um, any other news that you can think of? I'm trying to think of like Minecraft things that I've seen. I don't know.
No.
No, I think that's it.
Okay.
All right, so let's move into our last segment. Okay, so these are questions that we've taken from Instagram. Thank you for everyone that has sent questions in. If we didn't get to your question, we'll get to it next time. We'll also post another Instagram. Make sure you're following at Alex and Maddie, and where we post this question thing. And we take questions from Instagram. We also would like to take questions from the comments. If you have any questions for these Q&As at the end of the podcast, make sure you leave them in the comments as well, and we'll take from there. Okay, so the first question I have is from Amaryllis herself. Okay, so she asks, what is your favorite time playing Minecraft together?
Mm-hmm. Good question. I think I liked when we had that server that we had that was modded.
Yeah.
Before YouTube. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's so last summer we had a server together that we it was an Aternos server that I was like, hey, I found out about Aternos is we can have a server because we don't live next to each other or anything, so we can't just do LAN to turn it on stuff, so we had to do a server, and so we play on a server, and it was modded, and we play survival, and that was really fun. We built a lot of cool stuff on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's probably my answer too. And the second question.
We're talking.
What?
Wait, no. I kind of want to. So, to add on to that question, if we were talking about on camera, YouTube wise, I think my favorite kind of videos were the Bedwars.
Yeah.
Because
Bedwars.
Almost every time we enter, we get hit off either second or third.
Yeah. I think for mine on camera would probably be either Bedwars or AVM challenges, because I like doing the AVM challenges where we go up against each other. And we have another one of those in the works, so keep an eye. We're supposed to do one for our birthday stuff, but I don't think we're gonna get to do that one. We might do it still. We'll see. It'll be a belated birthday.
It's been a long one.
Yeah. But yeah. Okay, so the second question is, why don't we do face cam? And
Another good question.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to do face cam. Ew. I have to like make myself look presentable. Well, I mean, you know, it's like I just when we're especially when we film, we're not like planning it out like days in advance. We're like, okay, are we gonna film today or not? It's like, okay, if we are, great, let's film in 5 minutes. You know, it's not a thing where we're like planning it out and we have a schedule. It's just kind of let's go. I don't know. So
yeah, there's only certain days where we're like, oh hey, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
You know.
But yeah, and it's also hard for us to both do face cam because I edit most of the videos, and it's like hard enough to get like her perspective into our videos. But it'd be even harder to have to have 4 different things going at once because you'd have to have her face over hers and my face over mine. It'd be kind of like a lot. So, but yeah, so it's kind of hard.
To talk about that, my computer is not the best, nor does it have a camera on. So,
and my computer is a Mac, and the camera's still not good. Like, it's horrible. Like, I've looked at it and I'm like, this is trash. Like, and this is freaking $1,200 computer, and it still is not very good. So yeah, I'm like, if we want to do face cam, we'd have to get like fancy cameras, and we're not doing no fancy cameras. Oh, my phone rang.
At least not yet.
But yeah,
because we're not.
So if you didn't hear your question, make sure you leave one in the comments. Leave one on the Instagram poll that we leave. Make sure you're following us so that you catch our story, and you'll get notified when we post a story asking for questions. But yeah, anything else to leave on them on? I don't know. I mean, that's
Go subscribe and like stuff from our channel.
As the time,
our website for our merch.
Yeah, as of the time we're filming this, we've hit 59 subscribers, and hopefully this will be going out. This should be today's the 9th, so that's 10, 11. What's 11 plus 7? 18. So this should be going out the 18th, Saturday the 18th, if my math is correct. So make sure that hopefully we have 60 by then. If not, make sure you subscribe. Let's get to 60, and then let's get to 100. We have a special surprise coming out for our 100 subscribers special. But yeah, I think that's it. So yeah, make sure you like this podcast if you enjoyed it. And this is Alex and Maddie signing off. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Peace.